So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to get started with this. I've got limited time and lots of things are going down, so we're going to get this done. All right, Revelation 1, and I put on here 1 and 2, but I'm going to go all the way to 3. The revelation of Jesus Christ, which God gave unto him. The revelation given here is of Jesus Christ, not John, as many think. Jesus was only the instrument used to write the account, to show unto his servants which must shortly come to pass. This refers to the beginning of the events which continue unto this hour, and in fact will continue forever. It is the church age and beyond. And he sent and signified it by his angel unto his servant John. Even though the revelation came to Christ, it was delivered to John by his angel. Chapter 2. Who bare the record of the word of God, regarded himself merely as a witness of what he had seen, and claimed only to make a fair and faithful record of it, and of the testimony of Jesus Christ. John was merely a witness of the testimony that Christ had borne, and of all things he saw, refers to the visions and symbols given unto John. Chapter 3. Blessed is he who reads, and they hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein. This refers to all who obey the admonitions are promised a blessing. Did you hear that? All who obey these admonitions are promised a blessing, for the time is at hand. This refers to the beginning of the fulfillment of these things, which begins with the church, as recorded in Revelation chapter 2 and 3, and continues forever. So, y'all can follow up on that. We're starting in the book of Revelation, because we're going to find out, I know, but I want everybody out there to know what God's true word says about this. So that is Revelation 1, 1 through 3. Alright. Now, this is from OJ, and he says, shh, 19888. Do you know what SH stands for? Keep watching and I will tell you and explain this cartoon. Alright. So, I'm going to share some tidbits of information while we're right here. What's happening right now is Facebook crashed. The stock market, it's also crashed in the stock market. Facebook is down. Instagram is down. WhatsApp is down. All down. That's what they've been saying on the calendar. Cryptocurrency and precious metals and commodities are down. And they say it's going to go down probably by 50%. Some say 70%. That's from Mr. Trump-tastic. And our inflation will go to the 1950s or the 50s to 70s. We don't know for sure. But the 70s, 50s is awesome. 70s is awesome too. So bring it on. We're ready. Anybody who hasn't, continue to write President Trump so we can get all this stuff done. The military won't stop Nassar Jassar. Let's get it done. All right. Updates. Not much money movement today or not reported. Nobody's saying much right now. The release is supposed to be Tuesday for groups and paymasters. No news about Iraq. That's what we were waiting on this weekend. Energy shortages. Factories have closed down. The Port of LA is at a third capacity. And we know who's all instigating that. What's left of the deep state rats. Some of them are getting depleted because of the ridiculous mandates and defund the police. So, Americans got to wake up. Colorado, Sasquatch County adopts energy regulations, allow warrantless entry to private property, and prevent the sale of firearms and ammo. I believe that was from Gateway Pundit. Evergrande stock and trading has been halted. And we've already talked about that several times, that it was going to collapse. Alright, and like I said, we're waiting on the Iraq to push forward to RV. No funds since yesterday afternoon. Presidential pardon is the first line of defense for a service member convicted after all appeals are final. Protection for the military. Alright. Deep state's getting slammed, arrested. They need to be gone. And like I said, we talked about the 50% could crash to 50%. Monday is Black Monday. And we know cryptocurrencies, precious metals, and more is going to drop, but then it's going to be worth a whole lot more. Mr. Trump-tastic tells us this. There's others out there. Mark Z, Jason Reed, Robert Kiyosaki. All right. It'll be worth more when the QFS system is fully employed. And we know that from the calendars and the sources, October 5th through the 14th is going to be the 10 days. And then the 15th is supposed to be Nasara. Nasara Jasara. And then we know the clone of Gates is dead. The Gates have been gone for a long time. We know that. Alright. Dinar and Dong are first in the basket. Space Force formally taken over all satellite communications October 1st. Medbeds will be rolled out 6 to 8 months after the RV evaluation. Sources say all military branches were connecting with and would be monitored by Space Force starting this past Saturday. So that's probably why everything's going down now. All banks would now be monitored by Space Force and QFS. The Deep State is trying to push to get rid of Space Force, and that's never going to happen, Deep State rats. One of the banks that we bank with, First Financial Bank, is updating. Will be down tomorrow. Updating the website. We're going to have all new accounts and everything in a new URL. So I'm sure a bunch of banks are doing it. I just got a notification of that. Representative Chris Rabb, now listen to this, people, will be introducing a bill inspired by Rep. Kelly Cassidy that requires all men to undergo vasectomies within 6 weeks of having a third child or their 40th birthday. Can you believe that, people? Representative Chris Rabb will be introducing a bill inspired by Rep. Kelly Cassidy that requires all men to undergo vasectomies within 6 weeks of having a third child or their 40th birthday, whichever comes first. Stand up, Americans. This is wrong in every way. And that's Representative Chris Rabb. Stand up, people. There's going to be a lot of planes grounded. I'll read that article. The physical year ends October 31st, so that's why everything's going down this month. The video begins with Fisher explaining how her department is communicating meaningful numbers. You gotta pray. And medbeds and the 6,000 patents need to come out ASAP. It will be over with in a few days. So anyway, I wanted to share that with y'all today because this is a good thing. Things are happening like they're supposed to. So here we go. Here's another one from OJ. The Great Awakening. The last day is here. Dark to light. Blackout necessary. 3 days in October 2021. The countdown started. It's all part of the show. A show that will leave people speechless. Today is the last day after a lot of things will change. J.F. Kennedy Jr. October 4th, 10 days of darkness necessary. Our most expansive expose of financial secrecy yet is coming at 12:30 p.m. The Pardore Papers, based on leaked database, 11.9 million files, must be PSYOP. Those awakened can ride the storm. 2, 3, 4, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, trust the plan. October 1st, the White House was red, and I shared pictures of that. October 2nd was mass arrest and many resignations. We saw signs of that. October 3rd, the last day of mass arrest, dark to light, Trump and Q. The final boom. Are you ready? We enter the storm. I'm excited. I should have the women dancing on here. So there's your red October Mickey Mouse clock. Here's the same thing. Second, beginning of scare event, false flag scenario. October 5th, beginning of 10 days of darkness. 4th or 5th, it doesn't matter. The 15th, end days of darkness. Announcement of the Sarge Asar, 17 days boom. Remember, the 5th of November. So everybody, got to watch that show. Vendetta. V for Vendetta. All right.